welcome to day 4 of our 5 days of feeling fantastic. We have today and then tomorrow one more day, and then we have completed our 5 days of feeling fantastic. And I really do hope that you are feeling fantastic, that you have a deeper understanding about what is going on in your body and some really good clear strategies about how to navigate these different menopause symptoms that we have been exploring. So today we have a really exciting topic that I think is exciting, and that is looking at stiff joints, muscle pain, aches and pains in our body. It is something that so many people experience. But let me just make sure that everyone here can hear me, can see me, and if you are watching, if you are joining me live, then please come and say hello. Yes. And just come in and let me know that you are here, let me know that you are watching. I'm actually going to put in my earpiece so that you can hear me as we then go into practice. So just bear with me. I'm waiting for more people to join. Let me know that you are here. Let me know that you are joining me. And I apologize for the whirring sound of the fan in the background, but it is super hot. So I've added that little thing, so I hope it's not going to disturb your enjoyment too much. So let's just take a look. Yes, I hope that you can all hear me. Okay. So we are going to get started, and let us think about let's talk about what is going on in our bodies. Why are we experiencing these stiff joints, these muscle pains, the aches and pains when we move around? That image that we have of that old lady who can't get up properly, who can't move around, who is hunched over, who is very, not really moving. And many of us feel this. You don't need to be old to experience this, but there is this image in our head that as we age, this is automatically going to happen to us. That as we age, we are automatically, it is sort of par for the course for aging, is that we are going to feel these aches and pains, experience these aches and pains, not have the same movement flow that we normally have, not feel soft and easy and comfortable, but we're really going to feel that stiffness, especially in neck and shoulders, in hips and in lower back. Those are sort of the 3 key areas, but we can feel them in lots of other places, but predominantly we feel them, notice them. Neck pain, shoulder pain. Many women in perimenopause experience frozen shoulder, where they really lose any type of mobility in their shoulder. That is very common perimenopause and menopause. And obviously hips, feeling very stiff in the hips, lower back pain. And you can experience this at any point in the day. When you get out of bed, waking up in the morning, when you've been sitting for long periods of time, you come to standing, if you ever sit on the floor, if you need to bend down and reach something. But that transition of movements can become very, very painful. So why is this happening, and what is going on in our bodies? So the first reason, let me just reposition myself. The first reason as to why this may be happening. The first reason is because of estrogen, or more correctly, the lack of estrogen. As we lose estrogen due to natural hormonal fluctuations, or as our estrogen is unpredictable, we lose the elasticity, the fluidity, the suppleness in our body. Estrogen is fluid, it is liquidy. That is one of the reasons why we experience dryness, whether it be vaginal dryness, dry eyes, dry skin, drying body, is because of our lack or losing our estrogen. Estrogen is fullness. So as we begin to lose estrogen, we will feel aches and pains in our body, the stiffness in the joints, the lack of fluidity in the muscle and in the fascia.
all of that is because of lack of estrogen. The second reason why we begin to feel more stiff is because of really our lifestyle and the way that we sit for long periods of time, and there really is not very much that we really don't realize the impact of sitting has on our body. And so many of us are sitting for hours and hours in front of the computer, sitting at work, sitting down. The 21st century biggest disease is that sitting disease, and the sitting disease has so many ramifications in our body, one of them being stiff joints. Now, you may turn around and say to me, but I do exercise, but I run, but I swim, but I go to the gym. All of that is great, but you can run for an hour a day, or you can go swimming for 40 minutes every day. But what are you doing the rest of your day? If you go to the gym and then you go to work and sit down at your desk for 8 hours, that's great that you've been to the gym and great that you move, but that sitting for 8 hours is going to have a big impact on your body, on your physiology, on how your body moves. So we need to make sure that we are thinking about our overall general lifestyle, not just am I doing exercise at a certain point in the day, but what am I doing in all the other hours of the day? If I am sitting for hours and hours on end, that may then have knock-on effects on my lower back, on my hips, on my digestive system. If you're slouched over, looking at a computer screen, what is that doing to your body? So paying attention to how we move our body or don't move our body throughout the whole day. So those are two things that I want to bring up in this discussion of joint pain. Another thing that I want to speak about is about the flexibility element. So again, there is this perception that as we age, we just lose mobility and we lose flexibility. And again, that doesn't need to necessarily happen. And there are lots of things that we need to pay attention to as we move our body. So the things that really we need to be thinking about is, is about how our body is moving as it relates to flexibility, range of motion, stability, and balance. And all these things need to be happening at the same time. And so we need to learn, and that is one of the things that I do with my clients, with the women I work with, specifically understanding about movement in their bodies. Movement is important for lots of different reasons, not just for the actual physical element of moving, but movement is also important for helping to balance our hormones, helping to boost those feel-good hormones. There are a lot of, for the cardio, there is a lot of important reasons why we need to be moving and how we move, the type of movements, the different range of movements that we want to do in perimenopause and menopause. But for our menopause symptom that we are looking at today, which is stiff hips, stiff joints, aches and pains, stiff shoulders, maybe frozen shoulder, neck pain, these very specific pain points that many women experience, we want to always be thinking about how do we keep our body flexible, supple, keep that range of motion, whilst also ensuring that we have the balance and the stability and the strength training that we need. So we need to be thinking about all of these different elements as we move, which is why for me yoga is such a great tool that really includes all these different elements in a yoga session. So for me, obviously a lot of what we're doing this week is based in yoga movement, in addition to all the other recommendations and tips and tricks that I'm giving you. But for me, yoga ticks so many boxes
So for me, it really is an important part of the way that I work with women. It is not the only modality that I draw on, but because it really is able to tick so many of the things that we need to be happening in our body at one time, it really is a fundamental element of how I work with women. So let's get started. Let's be thinking about today the movement that we want to have. Again, we now understand why these symptoms are happening, why this is going on in our body because of the changes in estrogen, the importance of movement for boosting the good hormones, for stabilizing the other hormones, the impact of sitting for long periods of time. And the last thing that I want to add actually before we start is what I just talked about a second ago, is the different range of movements that we should be having and the image of aging. So as we age, we just assume movement is going to become harder. And one of the ways to counterbalance that and to keep our body hitting those points of flexibility, range of motion, balance, stability, strength training, keeping our bones strong, counterbalancing osteoporosis, counterbalancing muscle mass loss, is making sure that we do different types of movement every day. Not doing repetitive movements every single day, not just only running every single day, not just only going to the gym every single day, not only doing CrossFit or only doing cardio every single day. We need to have a range of different movements, range of different exercise modalities that we incorporate every single day, because our body needs different things and we don't want the repetitive movements. We want a range of motions, a range of movements. We want cardio, we want strength training, we want flexibility, we want balance and stability, we want fun, we want to be able to really do different things. And by doing different types of movement, different types of exercises every day, we will make sure that we are hitting different parts of our body, ensuring that we can move our body in different ways, twisting, turning, lifting, bending forward, moving our hips, moving our legs, and making sure that we do that in different ways every single day. So that's another way to counterbalance that sitting for 8 hours a day, is not only just to do the repetitive movement, the repetitive exercising that you may do, but really we need different things in perimenopause and menopause to ensure that we keep our body being able to age well and move and counterbalance that muscle stiffness. The other thing we can do, and this applies for every single menopause symptom, is to boost our estrogen levels, to help if you really are finding that you have stiff joints, that the stiffness, the achiness, the inability to feel flexible in your body, if that really is something that is happening, you want to be able to add good estrogen sources into your body, whether that be through HRT if that is your choice, or through eating phytoestrogen rich food, estrogen rich food. All of that can be really helpful to support your estrogen levels and help boost that really good estrogen level in your body to keep the suppleness, the flexibility, the juiciness of all your muscles. Okay, let's lie down and start today's yoga sequence specifically for stiff hips and stiff neck and shoulders. Okay, so lie on your mat if you have it, lie on the floor, lie on a comfortable surface. We're going to be doing a lot of movement today on our back to begin with, and then we will move around. I'm just going to take a sip of water. So get yourself into position, and we will start with our flow. And again, if the noise of the fan is bothering, feel free to please tell me and I will turn it down if need be. Okay, so we are lying down. Knees are bent, feet are hip widths apart. We're just going to breathe for a moment or two. Just get yourself into a nice, comfortable position, feeling very supported by the ground beneath you, and just allowing your body to breathe and relax. I know I have the sun shining on my head, so I hope you can also see. Okay. A couple of deep breaths through the lungs. Inhale and exhale through the lungs. Feel your body on the mat. Just a couple of breaths to really calm things down. Okay, we're going to begin to really work on getting those hips moving in a way that can release the hip joints, that can create that flexibility. And this is a sequence you could do every single day. You could do it in your bed before you get out in the morning, before you get out of bed in the morning. If you're noticing that your mornings, when you wake up in the morning, your body is really stiff, this is the first thing you can do before you get out of bed. So we're just going to drop the knees from side to side. Inhale and exhale, making sure you're keeping the feet apart. The feet do not come together. The feet are staying gently hip widths apart. You're not moving the feet. The feet are staying very positioned on the mat. What you're moving is through the pelvis and moving the hips. The rest, the top part of the body, you're breathing. Shoulders are nicely down. Back is nicely supported. So we're just going to rock from side to side as you inhale and exhale. Come back to center, and we are going to now take the feet even further apart. So if you are lying with a mat, bring your feet to being on each side of the mat. If you are not on a mat, then just open up your feet so that they are further apart. And we're going to do this again, dropping the knees. Now, because the feet are further apart, it is a bigger twist in the hips. Just make sure that we're really feeling that nice big movement through the hips as we bring the knees from side to side. Breathing, inhaling and exhaling the whole time. Never holding your breath. And breathing from one side as we're moving up. Breathe from one side to the next. And back up to center. And you can hug your knees a minute if you want. Okay. We're going to drop the left knee, and we're going to put the right foot over the right knee. So right foot over the right knee. Making sure that our right knee is really open. We have a nice big triangle over here. Deep inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to drop the left knee the whole time, keeping that right knee all the way open. We're not closing the right knee in. The right knee is staying open, opening up that hip joint, really feeling that stretch through the hip joint. Nice deep inhale. Inhale as we lift up, exhale, and now we're going to drop it the other side. The right foot comes over onto the knee and really pushes that knee down. We are still keeping this nice triangle with the right knee open. The right foot is pushing that left knee down. Feeling, yes, a stretch over here, but also making sure that those hips are getting a good movement and rotation. Inhale, and as we exhale, we're coming back up to center. And we're going to switch legs. So now the left foot comes onto the right knee. Making sure we have that triangle, making sure that the left knee is all the way open. We're going to inhale and drop to the right hand side. And making sure that the left knee doesn't close. We want to keep it open and really stretch it open. Feeling that stretch all the way here through the hip joint. Deep breathing. Inhale inhale. As we exhale, we're going to come all the way up. And using that left foot, push down the right knee. Again, making sure that we keep everything open. And twist it. Bring it down to the left side. Left foot is on right knee. Left knee is all the way open, really opening up those hip joints and feeling that nice stretch down the right side. Deep breathing and come back up to center. And release. Okay. We are going to bring our knees back up. Knees are stuck together. And we are going to do nice big hip rotation. So we're keeping the knees together, moving through the pelvis, through the hips, breathing the whole time. No activation or engagement through the shoulders. All the work is through the pelvis, through the lower back, using our breath. Clockwise and anti-clockwise, make sure you're going in both directions. And we're going to come back up to the center. And now we're going to open up those hips, open up those knees, and get the hips moving in opposite directions. Feet and knees stay together. There's no movement in the feet. Feet and knees are in one line. The movement is all through the hips. Back to center and opposite direction. And moving all the way around. Really feeling those hips. If doing it together, two legs together is too intense, you can do it one leg at a time. So push your right leg into the mat, take the left leg, and those of you who want to do this can do this as an additional movement also. Making sure the right foot is really pushed into the ground so it supports you, and just move the left hip. Now can you see the movement is all through the hip? It's not through the foot. It's not anything like this. It's not through the knee. The movement is all through the hip, making sure that our right leg is all the way pushed into the mat. So we're moving round through the left hip. And then we do the other side. Pushing the left foot into the mat, taking the right leg, and doing big circular motions with the hips all the way around. And again, making sure you do clockwise and anti-clockwise. And back up to center and breathe. And really feel that tingling in the hips area. That is the blood flow. That is you really activating and moving your muscles, the blood flow. Everything is waking up in the hips area. We're going to gently roll over. And we are now going to do some shoulder movements. So let me just move my screen so that you can see me a little bit better. Okay. So now we're going to do some shoulder releases. All the stuff that we did with the hips, you can do. If you're suffering from stiff hips, you can do it every single day. Those movements, that short session is perfect for really, really releasing everything. The next movement we're going to do is going to be all about the shoulders and really getting the shoulders to feel very loose and releasing all that tension there. So the first thing that we're going to do is come up. Hands are shoulder widths apart, knees are hip widths apart, they're not together, they're hip widths apart, and we're just going to do our cat-cow breathing, just releasing the lower back. Inhale, head is up, and exhale, and this really is the first way to release those shoulders. Release the neck, drop the neck, let the neck drop as far as low as it can, while keeping the arms very nicely supportive. We don't want any movement in the shoulders. Shoulders are above the wrists, and we're going to, again, inhale. and exhale. And one more time. Inhale and exhale. Okay. What we're going to do now is some good, nice shoulder movements. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to lift up our left arm, open it all the way up. We don't want to extend it. We don't want to feel in our shoulder blades. I'll show you here. We don't want to feel in our shoulder blades any extra stretch. We want to open it so it feels comfortable. So we open up our left hand. We feel a nice line from the right arm going all across the chest and into the left. Deep exhale as we bring the left arm under the right. We are not dropping the shoulder. We are feeling that big stretch through the shoulder blades as we stretch our left arm through the right. Right arm stays very strong. And inhale, open up again. Twisting through the pelvis, opening up the chest, and exhale. And one more time. Inhale, open, and exhale. Now we're going to drop all the way. So you can drop your left shoulder onto the floor. And you can just stay here, or if you want, you can lift up the right arm. You can take the right arm behind the back. Or you can just stay here with your right arm supporting you on the ground. Deep inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to come all the way back up. And now we're going to do it on the other side. So deep inhale, we're going to open up on the right. And again, you can see over here, my pelvis, my lower back is opening up. My spine is straight as I open up, not overextending the right arm. And exhale, bringing the right arm underneath the left, stretching out through the shoulder blades. Inhale, open, and exhale. Inhale and open. And exhale and come all the way down. And drop that shoulder onto the floor. And again, you can decide what you want to do with the left hand. The left hand can either stay here, supporting you, can open up and come up, can go behind and open up the shoulder even more, depending on whatever you feel comfortable with. Inhale, and come all the way up, and stretch it out. And gently come up. The second shoulder movement that we are going to do, we can sit down for. So find a nice comfortable way for sitting. We are going to inhale, and as we inhale, normally when we breathe, when we inhale, we don't want to use our shoulders. We all want to focus all the breath work through the lungs. But now we do want to use the shoulders to really release and relax and get all that tension out of the shoulders. So we're going to inhale, and as we inhale, we're going to lift the shoulders up as high as they can go. Inhale, 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 bring them as close up to the ears as possible. Exhale and feel the shoulders and the shoulder blades drop, 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 and then drop a bit more. Inhale. And begin to realize this big range of motion that your shoulders have. And exhale. And really feel when you drop them, that movement through the shoulder blades. And again, inhale. Up, up, up. And exhale. Down, down, down. All the way down. And just do some nice big, but as we're rolling our shoulders, I want you to really feel it in the shoulder blades, not just in the shoulder joints, but really feel that in the shoulder blades and the opposite direction. These are slow movements, so you can really feel all the joints, all the muscles, everything working.
last movement that we're going to do for shoulders and for neck, we are going to firstly take our arms behind our back. And it's not just arms behind the back. I want you to squeeze the shoulder blades. Do you see that movement? This is arms behind the back. That's great. That is the shoulder blade movement. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. You can lift the arms up as high as you can go. Feeling that real squeezing, bringing together those shoulder blades. Drop the shoulders. You can put your head a bit forward, but the work is through the shoulder blades. It's not shoulders high. It is through the shoulder blades. And gently open. Now, right arm comes over left. Put the arms together. Shoulders stay down. Chin comes down, but feel like someone is pulling on your hands, and your arms and your hands come up. Shoulders are down, chin is down, but arms are coming up, and feel the opening through the shoulder blades. Drop the chin to release the neck. And feel the opening through the shoulder blades, that deep, deep stretch. Gently release. Open up the arms. And now left arm over right. Shoulders are down. Chin comes down, and feel like someone is pulling on your hands, lifting your hands up. Shoulders stay down, drop the chin. And again, feel that opening through the shoulder blades. And release. So, we have done 2 different types of movement today. Hips, getting really our hips nice and moving and flexible and releasing all that tension and stress, and releasing all the tension and stress through the shoulders and the neck. Let me know, these are short movements that you can do any time of the day. You don't even need a mat, especially for the sitting ones. You can just sit in your chair at work and do all the shoulder releases sitting down. So let me know how you go. Let me know how you feel after these movements. Do you feel nicely stretched and relaxed and the pain has gone? And these are things you can do every single day. And if you are noticing, you can actually build up the sessions that we've done, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. You can group them together as you like and start to build up small little yoga workouts for yourself using the sessions that we've been doing so far. Tomorrow is day 5. It is the last day, so I really hope to see you there. And if you missed the Q&A bonus session, please go back and take a look. I answered a few questions that were asked about 5 days of feeling fantastic, about menopause symptoms, about hormones. So go back and check out the Q&A session, the bonus session. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for our last day of the 5 days of feeling fantastic experience. Have a great day. Let me know how you go. And I really hope that you feel fantastic.